Welcome to Sensual Innovations TV. I'm Princess the Goddess, or P2G for short, and I want to say welcome back to all of my returning classmates, members, mirrors of the community. School is now in session right here in the community of mirrors every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. As you know, I like to do roll call before we get started. So let's see who's in the chats. Oh, go ahead, hit the like button. So go ahead and post where you are from, your city, your state, your country, whatever you want to rep, go ahead and put that in the comments. And as I'm waiting for all you guys to do roll call so I can check to make sure you're here. What's up, Andrew? How you doing? I want to give you a few updates. Scotland in the house. Scotland is always in the house. Scotland, all the way from Scotland, right? Iowa, Devonport, Iowa. What's up? Okay. San Antonio, Texas is here every Wednesday night. Okay. Okay, so just really quick, the Community Mirrors, the newsletter that used to go out every Monday has now been moved to Wednesday. Okay, and it's going to coincide with our lives here on YouTube. So make sure that you're signed up over at the website www.centralinnovations.com. Make sure you are a member, because I want to let you know that aside from having this YouTube live where I give you different topics, we're going to be having group sessions where we're going to do a question and answer session, and where you can ask any question you want to, and it's free as long as you are a member of the community. Again, it is free. You will be able to come over every week on Facebook, and if you're signed up, you'll get that notification when the group has been opened up, so that we can start doing those sessions together. Okay, it'll be a very informal platform, so we can joke, laugh. There'll be some interactive activities and games and things of that sort, but I want to make sure that I'm connecting with you guys, the community. So make sure that you're signed up. It's free, and we will have a more family oriented type of group session over at Facebook. But again, we will continue to do these lives here because this is where I bring the lessons and everything like that. Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know that. Also, those of you who've pre-ordered the book, The Creation of a Narcissist, book by book, the release date has been moved to March 25th. Now, the reason for this is because I have been moved to complete, which I have completed now, and it will be releasing in the next 72 hours, is the self-help guide, Pulling Yourself from Depression. It's an introspective self-help guide to mental health. Okay, so a lot of things have been happening, a lot of things are going on in our world today, and people are really having a hard time getting through depressive episodes. And sometimes people just they just don't want to go and seek help. And so for those people who are dead set against going to um, seek out professional help to get through their depression due to whatever hangups they may have, I have taken the time to put together a self-help manual, and again, it will be available in 72 hours. It's going through review. It'll be out on Amazon. It'll be $11.99 on Amazon, and on the website it'll be $9.99. So if I were you, I would go over to the website to get that. And the link to the website will be down in the description box. It's www.centralinnovations.com/digital-products, just so you're aware. Okay. Now that we've got that out of the way, the topic for tonight is going to be about relationships. Okay. The question is there a correct way or an incorrect way to do relationships? All right, and before we get started, let me go back to the chats and see what's going on. I'm good, Goddess, and you? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm so happy to see you guys tonight. I'm full of energy. I'm ready to teach you guys. This will be more of a lecture style tonight. It won't be an advice session like usual, because this is a message that I really want to share, because I've been asked this a few times, and I want to share this information because I think it can be helpful for those of you who are trying to get into a healthy relationship and cultivate it, and make sure that you are having, the healthiest relationship that you can have. Okay. Andrew says, I feel like listening to B.O.B.'s music collective, No Drama, is also good at curing depression. Just great vibes and cool sound, cool songs you could play in the summertime. Yeah, I like music too. It's funny that you say that because music therapy is one of the techniques that I teach in the guide. So if you are indeed suffering from depression, I will come back and I'll make sure that I put the link in this the description box for that particular self-help guide so that you can check it out. Okay. Now, is there a correct or incorrect way to a relationship? I've been asked this a few times. A couple times from clients, a few from friends, that know that I'm a relationship counselor, and they just want to know, well, what's my take on how relationships should be done? How, what's good, what's wrong, what's right? Is there a guide? And to that, I say that's kind of like asking, what's the right way to raise a child? I mean, there are things that should be done, there are things that shouldn't be done. Okay, so let's just go ahead and dive right into this topic. If you guys are just joining us, go ahead and put, even if you're not here on the live, just in the comments, put where you're from. I want to know where this message is reaching. How far out am I touching hearts? Okay, all right, so this message is for anyone who is wondering if they're doing their relationship wrong, or for anyone that's considering a new or an alternative way to have their relationship, maybe making some changes or anything, something like that. And also for people who are looking for guidance on the right way to partake in a relationship. Okay, so people that are kind of, I wouldn't say confused, but maybe you are confused, but are kind of looking for some type of guidance as to how to go about having a healthy relationship. Okay, I really want to talk to you guys tonight. The first thing that I want to address is, what exactly is a relationship? Okay. And the formal definition of the word relationship is the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. Now, my personal definition of the word relationship is a mutual exchange of energy and efforts, a foundation that can be built upon with love, trust, loyalty, reliability, you name it. Okay. It's a foundation. All right. Now, now that we know what a relationship is, there are a few things that I would like for you to consider when thinking about whether or not you're doing something right or wrong in a relationship. Okay. The first thing that I want you to consider is that a relationship can exist and not have trust. It can be without love or communication or any of these sorts of things. Okay. Now remember, I said that a relationship is a foundation upon which love, trust, and all these other things are built upon first. Okay. But first, there has to be some type of connection. There's something that is pulling you guys together, whether it's attraction, whether it's the fact that y'all work together, whether it's, the fact that your mom is related to your friend's cousin, you know what I'm saying? Like, so relationships can exist without these things. I don't know how many relationships you've been in, but you, from experience, probably will know that you can be in a relationship and not trust that person, or, not love this person. Okay. So that's the first thing that I want you to think about, that relationships can exist without these things. Now, the second thing that I want you to consider is that Relationships can exist for many different reasons. Not everyone gets into a relationship for the same reasons. There's a major YouTuber, I can't remember her name right now. I think her name is Sheree or something like that. But she teaches her audience or her followers to get into relationships to basically be taken care of, to now I'm not saying this is right or wrong, because again, depending on the people in the relationship, if a man is okay with getting into a relationship solely just to take care of this woman, and this woman understands that this man is only in this relationship with her because of the way that she looks on his arm or whatever. If there is a mutual agreement between the two of them, then there's an agreement between the two of them, okay? So there are many different reasons to be in a relationship. There are a lot more people that are in relationships because they love the other person, but there are different reasons. Just want you to consider that fact, okay? And the last thing that I want you to consider is your ideal of what a relationship is or should be. The next person feels like a relationship should be, okay? You can have one person that feels like you get into a relationship because that's just what you do. You grow up and you find somebody to be with. Another person, may look at relationships as a partnership. Maybe, they feel like when you get into a relationship or when you marry someone, and you don't have to be married to be in a relationship, but, they look at relationships as business contracts, or maybe they look at relationships as, their stress relief, a place to go when they, are winding down from work. So these are some things that you want to think about when considering the type of relationship that you want to be in. Okay, now the question is there a right or wrong way, or is there a correct or incorrect way to be in a relationship? And what I want to do right now is I'm laying the foundation to let you know, one, with the definition that I gave you about what a relationship is it's super broad and it's very vague, okay? A relationship is just a concept or a structure which has been created for two individuals to come together, really, okay? So considering the last three things that I just told you, let's get into some other ideals about relationships, okay? The first thing that I want to tell you about your question, whether, doing a relationship, are you doing it right or wrong, okay? There are no rules, okay? Like, there are no rules to relationships except for the ones that you create and that you and the person that you're with agrees upon, okay? When you get into a relationship, okay, I'm not sure how many of you have seen the video that I posted where I tell you, straight up that you have to teach people how to treat you. So that goes along with this number one ideal, that there are no rules. People will come into relationships and they will bring into the relationship whatever successes or mistakes or failures that they have had in their past relationships. They will bring them in, whatever they have learned, they'll bring them in, and they will do that in the relationship. So these are ideals, behaviors, beliefs that they have picked up along the way that they are now entering the relationship with. Okay, I saw there was a question or a comment before I go on. It says, obviously, don't hit your partner. That's a rule. I mean, some people don't understand that that's not okay. There are parts of the country or parts of different cities where People have grown up seeing their mother or their father, because women are abusive too, hitting on their spouse, as a way to get this person to bend to their will or to do what it is that they want to do. And from where they are from, it works. So this is all that they know. You'll be surprised that some people don't understand that you are supposed to keep your hands to yourself, okay? So again, there are literally no rules until you guys come together and kind of start playing off each other and the backgrounds that you have come from, okay? And the rules that you are verbally setting once you come together, okay? Let me go. Check this out. Okay. Number 2, the people that should matter in the relationship are the ones that are creating the rules that have to adhere to them. When you think, okay, well, am I doing this relationship right or wrong? All right. Who matters at the end of the day? If people matter in your relationship that are not suffering from any of the consequences that go down in your relationship, if they matter in your relationship, that's something you might want to take a look at. Okay. If people have input in your relationship, but you're the one who has to walk through and suffer the outcome. So you got people on the outside of your relationship. They give you advice, they say whatever they want to say, right? But they don't have to live what it is that they're telling you to do. Those people should not matter in your relationship. Those people, the people that are not involved in your relationship, should not matter in your relationship. Why? Because remember, a relationship is an exchange, is a mutual exchange of energy and efforts. So if you got somebody who's on the outside of your relationship, who's trying to influence your relationship, that is unfair to the person that you are in a relationship with, unless they're in agreement with you accepting or taking on ideals from the person who's outside the relationship. Because essentially what you could be doing is undermining the progress that the two of you can make together. Okay? If you are allowing someone else outside of the relationship to dictate the way that you are steering this relationship, and it's not true to you and how you really want to handle this relationship, you are going to drive this relationship into a direction that is not going to be suitable for you in the end, because eventually all of us, we come to a place to where it's like, you know what? I can't do what other people want me to do anymore. I have to do what I have to do. So now, knowing that a relationship is a foundation upon which you are building, you have created a relationship that is false, right? It's a false relationship, which means that your foundation is cracked and shaky. Okay? So, relationship are the people who have to suffer or who have to gain from the actions the most in this relationship. Okay? Now, the last thing that I want to say is you have to take time out to create the rules for your relationship and to be on the same page. Some people think that when you get into a relationship, like it falls together, or that you guys are supposed to be happy all the time, or like you guys are not supposed to fight, or there's not supposed to be any type of tension in a relationship. This way of thinking is imaginary. By the very fact that two people are coming together from two different backgrounds and are trying to merge together, there's going to be tension of some sort, even if it's on a small. there's still going to be some. So to come into a relationship thinking that it's just going to fall together is a mistake. When you come into a relationship, you come to work on the relationship. Well, I've heard some people say, "Oh, a relationship shouldn't be work. I shouldn't have to work this hard." Lies. Lies.com, okay? Because a relationship is a mutual exchange of energy. How do you transfer energy? Work. If you took science when you were in school, you understand in order to give off that energy, to exchange energy, some type of action has to be done, some type of work has to be put into place. And if you're mutually exchanging energy, you're both supposed to be working. Now, I'm not saying that the type of work that you're doing should be hard labor, okay? When I say work, I mean like sitting down, taking the time to talk to this person, find out what they think, find out what they believe, find out what they like, find out what their strengths and weaknesses are, find out where your place is in their life, find out what their place is going to be in your life, and so on and so forth. That is work. Some people just want to go out and have fun. Then that's fine. Then you can have the type of relationship. Remember, there are different reasons for relationships. Then you can go and find a relationship with someone who doesn't want to build on the relationship. You guys just want to have a low level relationship where it's just, hey, let's meet up, let's go have fun. Or, maybe you guys, have extracurricular activities and then that's it. Okay, that's fine, as long as everyone is in agreement with what's going on in a relationship, okay? But by no means, if you are trying to have a long-term, meaningful relationship, like an actual partnership, by no means should you believe that you're not going to be putting in any work into this relationship, okay? You're going to put in work. There's no way for it to survive without the work. And there will be cycles. There will be ups and there will be stalemates and there will be downtimes. It's going to keep going, okay? One day y'all can be the best of friends and you guys are vibing so close together. The next day you feel like you don't even think that they're thinking about you. And then the next time you can be so upset with them that they could hurt your feelings like that. Okay, it cycles. But what you have to learn how to do is to deal with each cycle, okay? And accept each cycle for what it is and to understand that it changes. It changes and you will see another phase, Okay. So work. You will be putting in work in a relationship, okay? If that's the type of relationship you want. If you want a long-term relationship where that person is reliable and dependable, think about these words. Reliable. How do you show someone that you're reliable? Well, you are showing up all the time, or dependable. You're showing up all the time. How do you show someone that you're loyal? Well, you're forsaking other people and other things in order to be there for that person. Sometimes that requires a sacrifice. That's work, okay? So I know a lot of you are on, okay, so what, is there a right or wrong way? So to answer your question, is there a correct or an incorrect way to do a relationship? Yes and no, okay? The answer is yes, there is a correct way. Yes, there is an incorrect way. No, there's not a correct way. No, there's not an incorrect way. And let me explain. I say no because, like I mentioned before, there are no rules. There is no rule book. So to say that there is a correct way, generally speaks, in doing a relationship, we're talking about across the board, from this relationship to this relationship, we should all be uniform and adhering to a standard. Okay. There are no rules. There's no rule book, and there's no code or otherwise that says that you have to do anything a particular way. So that's why I say no. Okay. Now I say yes because whatever you agree to in the relationship is the way that you should be conducting your relationship. And everyone should be, consenting without being coerced or being deceived. And you have to be on the same page. That is why I say yes. Okay. I say yes because let's say you guys say, in this relationship, we're going to be monogamous. No one is going to step outside of the relationship. That's the rule that we're setting for our relationship. Okay. And this person or one person decides to step outside of the relationship. That would be the incorrect way for your relationship. That's not necessarily the incorrect way across the board, because the next pair of people may have a different agreement. They may believe that it is okay for them to go get their sexual needs satisfied elsewhere and then come back and get the emotional attachment and affection and stuff like that from the relationship. So that is why it's a yes and no. Okay. And as far as coercion and being deceived, sometimes there are people who agree to a monogamous relationship, but all the while they really know that they're not down for putting in the work to be in a monogamous relationship. Remember, we talked about putting in work. Sometimes it is work to come back to that one person to make sure that you're getting all of your needs met from that one person. Sometimes that person might not be available. Sometimes they may not want to, be there for you in that way. And in those times, you have to put the work in to be dedicated and to be loyal, to not let yourself, stray off the path and find someone else to fulfill those needs. And that's why it's called cheating. Okay. It's called cheating because you agreed to this particular rule or this agreement, and you're supposed to put in the work to protect the agreement that you have, but instead you go off and you get your needs satisfied while pretending like you're putting in the work. That's called cheating. Okay. So yes, there is, in that sense, there is an incorrect way. Okay. And I did say that you guys are supposed to be on the same page. So I just want to go into that. One last thing I want to add to that. When you're on the same page, it does not mean that you're the same people. It doesn't mean you like the same things, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you believe the same stuff. Okay. Being equally yoked does not mean that I like football games, so you gotta like football games too. Or I like tennis, so you have to like to play tennis too. That's not what that means. Equally yoked means like you guys are able to support each other. You're both ready for the same type of relationship, and things of that sort. It does not mean that your political views have to be the same. Now, you might have to put in a bit more work into the relationship if your political views are not the same, because then now you have to learn how to become more tolerant. You have to master your emotional self, not to become angry with this person just because they don't believe the same thing you do. Okay. It may be a little bit more work, but it does not mean that you guys cannot be together. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, People are the best partnerships or the best teams when they're not the same. Okay? Because that means now you, let's say you have an issue that needs to be solved. Okay? If you and your partner think the same, you're going to hit the same brick wall when it comes to resolving problems. And let's say you've thought of everything you can think of in order to solve this problem. And you go to your partner and y'all think the same. So now this person has the same, the same brick wall that they hit because you guys are the same. As opposed to being in a relationship with someone who doesn't think like you think. And so when you hit your brick wall, maybe this person now has something more to offer to get to a better resolution. Okay. So being on the same page just means that you guys have come to the same agreement. You guys want the same type of relationship. You're able to support each other in the same, in the same capacity. I wouldn't say the same way because not everybody needs the same things, right? So that's what it means to be on the same page. And you do not have to be the same. You don't have to be for the same backgrounds. You don't have to be the same race. You don't have to be the same sex, okay? Or different sexes. You merely just want to come with a meeting of the minds to make sure that everyone understands what the rules are in the relationship and how you guys are going to get through conflicts and how you're going to, structure out your life, basically, okay? So that is how you navigate a relationship. If you're confused or if you're wondering if you're doing a relationship right or wrong, that is how you navigate your relationship to make sure that you're having the healthiest relationship that you can have and to make sure that you are not allowing your insecurities or your outdated beliefs and thoughts affect the way that your relationship is operating. Okay, let me go to the chat. Dang, you guys. Okay. Okay, so obviously don't hit your partner. We talked about that. Never play fight. It will always lead to more than play. You will eventually cross the line. Came in late. Sorry if I'm wrong. No, it's okay. You know what? Sometimes a little play. It just depends on who you're with. Okay. If you're with someone who cannot cap it, they always got to take it further the next time around, then you might not want to be play fighting with somebody like that. Yeah. A lot of times I just keep my hands to myself. Okay. But sometimes I like to play fight. But yeah, no. But if you feel like you're with a guy who's super aggressive, no, then don't play fight with him or her. Because some women are a little rough too. Yo, dude, I've actually seen that with one of my sister's ex-boyfriends, and I felt a bit uncomfortable when I wanted to get physical with the dude. Yeah. Play fighting. That's something. That's, I say to each his own. Just know your limits, and because sometimes people can get out of control. You have to know this person's character before you start doing things like that, okay? Ben Stock says, gotta cut those outsiders off. Yes. Outsiders can be killers of good relationships. You guys can have a great relationship and then you let somebody come talk into your ear and then they ruin what would have been a great relationship because they're passing information to you from insecurities that they have. Has nothing to do with your situation or anything that's going on with you right now. They're just telling you about some bad mistakes that they made, or some insecurities that they had. And it might not even be the same for you, Ben says, definitely lies, work makes that strong bond. Yes, putting in the work makes the bond, because let's say you guys go through something, right? And your partner is there. Your partner is there They, you feel like they have your back. When that's over, the bond between the two of you is so much stronger, and you feel so much more solidified in the relationship. Okay. It says, what advice would you have for somebody that might be in music and in a relationship that they don't want to let go of? Does that artist have to sacrifice his dream, or can he have both if he finds a way around it? Okay, so for an artist, because I'm an artist myself, and you guys know I work in the public eye, obviously, and so my work can get in the way sometimes. So as an artist, you have to find someone who understands upfront that you are an artist, and that a lot of your time is going to be spent making music. You have to pair yourself with someone who is willing to allow you the space to do what you need to do. I would never, listen to me, I would never encourage anyone to give up their dream for a relationship, because people change their minds all the time. And time is something that you cannot get back. So if you're with someone who doesn't want you to do X, Y, and Z, and then one day they decide, you know what, I don't really want to be in this relationship anymore. Now, what situation are you in? You've given up your dream. You're much older. So now, and then you have to start over. I would never encourage anyone to not follow their dream for a relationship. What I do encourage is that you find someone who's willing to deal with you in that manner, who is okay with what you're doing. And when you're dating, that's the first thing that should be on the table, so that you don't waste your time dating someone who obviously is not going to be okay with the amount of time that it's going to take for you to invest in your dream. But I would also say that if you are going to be in a relationship, you have to learn to manage your time. You have to learn to manage, putting work here and putting work into the relationship. Because unless you buku rich, I don't know any woman that's just going to stick around just to say that they're with you. Okay, so there is some amount of work that you're going to have to put into a relationship. Or you can just not get in a relationship altogether and have friends that meet your emotional needs, and have friends with benefits that come around when you need that type of, when you have that type of need, but yeah, so just there's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, find out what you need, and if you're going to understand that you have to work and you have to do that, then find someone who's going to understand that, and determine whether or not you're willing to put the work into a relationship, or if you would just rather have your needs met through other means. Okay. Chris Dorsey says, I want to be your man. Well, Andrew and I just talked about this. I don't know. See, a lot of people feel like that they could be my man, but I'm a special being. So it takes a special person to be with me. Okay. So I don't know. I think you want to be, but you have no idea. Okay. Andrew says, respect, Risha. You just said what I was feeling. Is it bad to say that you choose your dream first, because that seems to make sense when anything else might fall apart? Yes. That's the process of becoming who you are before you get into a relationship. Because check it. Let's say you were an accountant, right? And you were only being an accountant because it paid the bills. And you didn't really know in a relationship. And then one day you wake up like, you know what? Like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be an astronaut. That's what I want to do. You know, astronauts can get on and, get on the spaceship and be gone for like a year. Okay. So then you've been with this person who you were an accountant with. So they're expecting you to work your 9 to 5 and come home. Now you're telling them that you want to go and live your life away from them for months or years at a time, and you expect them to be okay with that. So, yeah, I would suggest that you find out who you are first, find your dream, your calling, your purpose, or whatever it is that whatever contribution you want to make to the world or your community or however you want to make your money, that your life is split up into work, home life, and like entertainment and stuff. So, whatever that work life part is, find that out first, then go and get into a relationship, because what you don't want to do is mislead somebody or change up on somebody in the end. Now, the ones who are very fortunate to be with someone who can ride that wave with you, you stick with that person. If you get into a relationship with someone who is riding the wave with you, you let's say you didn't know who you were at first, and then you get into this relationship and you went from being a 9 to 5 worker to an entrepreneur who works 20, 80 hours a week, and they're still there, they're sticking by your side, and they're like gung-ho with you. Stay with that person. Stay with that person. They're rare. Ben Stock says, by the way, keep killing the gym. You can definitely see it in your face and shoulders. Get it, girl. Oh, thanks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a little yoga too. Yoga. I've been trying to kill it. Check. Oh, you see that? You see that? You see that? I know you see that. I know you see. Y'all too much. Angel says, I feel like friends with benefits would make more sense for people in music. Amen, Ben. Amen to Ben. Angel says, Chris, I'm her boo. God damn it, stop. Y'all so silly. Okay. Anyway, so I hope this has been helpful for you guys. This was a topic that I really wanted to tackle because I feel like so many people are worried about what other people think about what they're doing in their relationship or what other people will say about the relationship. Look, if you want a particular relationship, go create it. If you want it, there's someone else out there who wants the same thing that you want. You just have to go find them. And that's the work too, I don't like dating. I hate it. I hate dating. I don't like doing the work, okay? I don't like doing the work. I don't like finding people. I tell you a lot about the type of, dating thing for me. I'm not interested. I don't want to do that type of work. But if you are really gung-ho about, let's say you want to be, I don't know, let's say you want to be in a poly relationship, okay? You don't want to get married. Let's make this as difficult as possible. You don't want to be married. You want to be with 2 women, and you want to be the head. You want to make all the decisions, but you don't want to work. Okay? Now, I'm not saying any of this is right or wrong, but I'm telling you that if this is what you want, you can go find 2 women who don't want to get married, who want to be in a relationship with you and the next girl, who want to work but don't want you to work. They want you to stay home. You can find it. It'll be rare, but it's out there, okay? If you can conceive it, somebody else is thinking too, okay? All right, so I hope this has helped you. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this with your friends and your family and anyone that you feel like can gain any knowledge from this. If you have a little cousin who just asked you the other day, like, is this right or wrong? Send them a video. If your best friend was just tripping yesterday and you were like, you know what, you need to get it together, send them this video, okay? I really hope that you think of me as your personal coach and consultant. I am here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you come over to the website and sign up for the membership. I'm starting to do a lot more with the community, okay? www.sensualinnovations.com. It is there, the membership is free. There is a paid membership, but that one comes with a coaching session every month, okay? So I hope to see you guys next week, and I love you guys so much. Bye.